Hello, I think I'm live here. Welcome to this. Yeah, it is going. It is going. Just checking. Welcome to this live stream. I've never done it this way before. So, let me just have my email. That's going to be annoying. So yeah, let's get straight into this. Basically, a subject that I'm quite interested in, which is drum charts and learning songs, which is something I have to do all of the time. So it's basically this isn't a playing lesson really. It's more of a kind of tips that I use a lot, and a lot of drummers that will be playing lots and lots of gigs or doing lots of work will have this same issue, which is learning lots and lots of songs. So, and the best way of doing that. So basically, when I used to not chart songs. I just if I used to have to learn songs, I would just listen to it, and then I would just fumble through it basically. So yeah, and writing drum charts now, there's some people, when they write charts, mean they're literally transcribing the whole song, as in writing all the notes on manuscript paper, which is one way of doing it. Totally fine. And when things get really tricky, I might transcribe things. But when I'm talking about drum charts, what I mean is essentially just arrangement. So number of bars in an intro, how many bars there are in a verse, chorus, basically just charting out how the song is. Now, and what's time signatures. Now I find this so beneficial. Like I say, I never used to do this. So for some people this is really obvious, but for me it totally wasn't. So you might think this is completely ridiculous. Why haven't you always done this? But I never used to do it, and I found that my brain couldn't take all of these songs that I had to learn. So I started just writing out the chart basically. So yeah, and it works really, really well for me. It may or may not work for you. The best analogy I think for it is if you imagine a builder just goes to a site and just goes, right, I'm just going to build this house or this building or whatever, but he doesn't have any plans at all. It's probably not going to be the best built building, is it? It's not going to be, you're not going to know where you are. So, and it's the same with writing a chart. It's like, if you know the structure, you know the sort of where the song is, then you can just fill in all the detail, and it's just a great way of remembering lots and lots of songs. So for instance, if you're doing, you can use this for anything. If you're doing live gigs or recording sessions or rehearsals or whatever it is, it's a way of just learning the song quicker than you would if you were just trying to just blindly listen to it and then replicate it. So yeah, what I thought I'd do is just show you a little bit of how this works. So the song I'm going to do is one that I've done recently, which is Rosanna by Toto. Now I don't know if you'll be able to hear this or not. As I say, I've never done this before, so I don't know whether this will play through. So we'll try this. I'll just do a snippet. So this is the beginning of the track. Okay, so as I say, I'm not sure if you heard that, but so straight away we need to think about, right, so what time signature is that song in? What um, what beat does it come in on the one? So that's a really vital thing, actually, especially if you're playing this song live. You know, you what are you going to count in? So that song actually comes in on 3 and. Sorry, not 3 and, 4 and. Yeah. So you would go 1, 2, 3, 4, diddle-a-boo. Or you go 1, 2, 3, giddle-a-bush. So it's just knowing where the song starts a lot of the time. And then what you're doing is you're just counting bars. So in that intro section, we've got four bars, and then 8 bars, and then a 14 bar verse. So you're literally just going through and counting bars like this. So I'll just play a little snippet again. Make sure I get the right song. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3. In fact, now that is actually me counting it half time. So you would actually count it more like 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 4, 3, 2, 4, 4, 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 6, 2, 8. So yeah, so it's bits like that. How are you going to count it? Now, I counted that as the way I counted it the first time was counting the quarter notes, but because that song is quite fast moving, I'm counting quicker. Oh, Phoebe Bunting is tuned in. I've got my shout out to my wife as well, listening in for me. So yes, so yeah, so as I say, the charting thing, you just want to be going through and counting all of the bars basically. It can get a little bit tricky sometimes when things change time signatures. So I would always put a note on that, just like a bar of 3 or so yeah, it's also time signatures can be quite tricky. So yeah, the more you kind of, I would say try and stick to easier 4/4 songs, but the more you do it, the more you can then hear when time signatures are changing because you're counting the beats in the bar. So yeah, once you've gone through and you've charted it out, I would say then what I then do is, once I've got the whole song, I know how many bars are in. What does it look like when you chart it? Well, it's, I mean, I can't actually show you here, but it's literally, I'll have like, so for this song, Toto Rosanna, I've written fill 4 and, so straight away I know the fill's coming in on the 4 and. Then intro 4 times 4, which is 4 bars, and then another 8 bars, and then the verse is 14 bars, and then another 10 bars. So this is quite a tricky song to have chosen to to do the chart to, because it's really not straightforward. Most songs will be intro 4 bars, verse 8 bars, pre-chorus 4 bars, chorus 8 bars, and then just repeat that maybe three or 4 times. But yeah, as I say, it's literally just the section of each song and then the amount of bars that we play. And then, like I say, once we've gone through everything, then I'll actually put in some of the detail. So I've not even played any drums yet. I've just spent the time just writing out the arrangement. And then, you know, I might go through and go, oh, this verse is on the hi-hat and we've got an open here and here. Just picking out patterns or gaps, stops that you need to make sure you hit. So then, yeah, on your chart, you just write the little intricate details. So yeah, I could show you an easier song, that's for sure. So a couple of little things here that are really important. I don't want to go on too long about this. Imagine whatever you're learning the song for, imagine you're at that scenario. So if you're learning it for a gig, for instance, what you want to do is you want to be, when you're actually behind the drums, have played the details, you want to be thinking, right, I'm at a gig here, what am I'm going to have to click. So Rosanna, I'm going to have to click it in and have to go, like I've already sort of explained with the start, and you need to think about the tempo that you're going to click it in at. So one really top tip that I use that works well is imagining a vocal phrase, generally the chorus, or can be whatever you choose. If you can sing that vocal phrase in your head and you know the song quite well, then you're relatively in a good place to get the right tempo. Another thing to do is to play the groove in your mind. So have them so the Rosanna. So if you've got the groove rolling in your mind, then you're already kind of playing it. So once you click it in, you can be straight into feeling that and get the right tempo, because tempo is really tricky live. You're gonna have a lot of kind of different feelings going through. You're going to be excited, you're going to be probably a bit nervous, anxiety, whatever. So you're probably playing things a lot faster than you would normally if you were just in a drum space like this, where you're a bit more relaxed. So remember that as well. I tend to play things super fast all the time live, so it's just one of them things. But knowing that you do it is a good step forward. But yeah, singing the vocal to get the right tempo I find is good. Yeah, and other scenarios, if it's a rehearsal, whatever, or a recording session, you might need to learn a song for recording session. I always think that that's just as important. Well, of course it is, to know exactly what the song's doing before you go and record a song. I mean that's pretty, sounds kind of obvious, but the song was probably going to change in the studio, but knowing what the artist wants on their demo or their initial idea is pretty useful. So yeah, this is one of the main uses for me for this is if you're doing wedding gigs or gigs where you have to learn a whole set in very short time. So often that is weddings, but you might be asked to do a depth for a band and have to learn an hour set in a week or whatever. The best way of doing this, instead of just listening to their music and just trying to play along, oh god, is going to be chart everything out. So write all of the arrangement, all of the bar lengths, all the little bits of detail, then get on the kit and try and fill in the details. So yeah, it's the best way to sort of bulk learn a bunch of songs and get them right. And another thing is that I tend to do this on Notes, which is a Apple thing, just because I can do it. It's just shared across your devices. So I've got it on my computer, and then I've got it on my phone, which I'll have at a gig. So I've got all these songs charted, hundreds and hundreds of songs now. I mean, it's crazy the amount. But what's great is that, if you haven't played a song for ages and you get to a gig and you're like, oh God, I've totally forgotten that, you can just look in your notes and go have a quick look at the arrangement, and you're straight away can see sort of the blueprint of the song. So you're away there, you're just like, right, okay, yep, I can remember that. And you're, instead of just blindly in the dark playing a song, you've got it back in the memory again, because you can't be expected to remember hundreds and hundreds of songs. There's just no way. So yeah, hopefully that went some way to helping or being useful for some people, to learn songs and write charts out. And yeah, like I say, you can transcribe stuff, as in writing notes out, but a lot of people can't do that. I tend, like I've said, I tend to do that if things are really tricky, so I can pick out exactly where a certain groove is. But otherwise, yeah, just writing out the arrangement is huge. It sounds obvious maybe, but anyway, I'm gonna stop waffling, and thanks for watching this. I will see you again next time.